gun from the Viking 9. Goff works out of the gun. Gibbs to his right. Jared takes back, looking, throwing. Got the man! Touchdown, Detroit Lions! Jahmyr Gibbs! The Lions roll the dice on 4th down and come up big. Deep back Gibbs. They hand it to Jahmyr. Busted outside left. Jahmyr down to the 10. Jahmyr to the 5. Jahmyr to the end zone. Touchdown, Detroit Lions! Gibbs from 13 yards out, and the Lions go 2 scores up. Jared leans in. There's the snap. Gives it to Jahmyr. Over the left side, up the hash. Still fighting at the 1. Did he get in?
Yes, he did.
Sure he did. Touchdown, Detroit Lions. Jahmyr with a boost from his offensive line. He's in, and the Lions are 3 scores up. Can you smell it, Detroit?
Yes, we do.
Can you smell it?
Wow. Welcome one and all to the Fox 2 Lions postgame show. Detroit getting it done in style tonight with a 31-9 dominating victory over the Minnesota Vikings to move to 15-2 on the season. But more importantly, the Lions are able to clinch the top spot in the NFC, and that means home field advantage from here on out and a bye next week. I'm Woody Woodruff alongside former Lions tight end Bradford Banta. And Brad, what are your first reactions to the Week 18 result?
Who sings the song, Oh, What a Night? Boy, they did a fantastic job tonight. And they came out on the field and they were ready to play.
All week long, we were hearing about how this defense got shredded over the last couple of weeks, giving up over 40 points and this and that. How are they going to deal with Sam Darnold and Justin Jefferson and Jordan Addison and those kinds of players? It seems the Lions dealt with them just fine.
Boy, I tell you what, Aaron Glenn came out with a fantastic game plan. They played physical the entire night. And the story of the night was not only the defense, but the red zone defense that they came up with the stops whenever it mattered.
Yeah, that was key. Lions, to get red zone stops like that, that means to me that they have almost transformed the defense. It really doesn't matter who they have in there, who's injured, whatever. We did see Alex Anzalone come back and give the defense a spark. But come on, this was defensive line, this was secondary, this was everybody.
You know, they were talking about it, and one of the things that they had to do, they had to control the line of scrimmage. And what they did was they just continued putting Darnold on the ground time and time and time again. And the more times you have to get up, you just get worn out during the game. And that's what happened to Minnesota tonight. They just got worn out.
I like the fact that Aaron Glenn was maybe switching up the defense. Maybe when the Vikings thought they'd be in zone, they were in man. Yeah. And when the Vikings thought they'd be in man, they were in zone. It was a really nice twist to what the Lions have been doing. And to get the production that they got is fantastic.
And that's the beauty of the defense that they've assembled, that they have so many players that can play so many different parts. You really don't know what they're going to be doing from play to play.
Well, you know what? We saw a lot tonight, and there's a lot to get into. We'll of course, head down to Ford Field and get some reaction from all the players and the coaches. But let's continue right here for a second. And some unsung heroes in this one. I mean, we saw Zadarius Smith on the defensive line with a couple of pressures. Those kinds of things really took their toll on Sam Darnold.
Yeah, and here's the other thing you got to think about. I mean, Amik Robinson on Justin Jefferson. I don't believe that Minnesota had a completion over 20 yards down the field.
No, not at all. And to see that kind of pressure to see that kind of pressure on the Vikings offense was just what the doctor ordered, because all year long we were thinking, hey, how is this going to work when the pressure gets ratcheted up? And it worked just fine.
And the important thing that the defensive line did all night, and what we called it don't fall off the cliff. That means don't run past the quarterback. Keep the quarterback. If he's going to have to scramble, he's going to have to gain depth. And you saw that with a couple plays whenever Sam Darnold ended up getting the intentional grounding, I believe, or in the 27-yard sack. I don't know the distance of it, but God, it was a thing of beauty to watch tonight. I don't know how else to put it in words.
Yeah, it was fantastic to see. And, I love the fact that Aaron Glenn is able to really puff his chest out a little bit right now and say, hey, look, I told all you naysayers that this is what was going to happen. And that's exactly what we saw. This is like, it's almost the magic that you need in a magical season. We're seeing it on display.
And you saw that whenever the Lions were having that long drive, I think at the beginning of the fourth quarter, or about midway through the fourth quarter, and Aaron Glenn was over on the bench with his arm on the bench, just kind of taking it easy, taking it all in, which was good. It was good. And he's going to have another week to prepare and to take it all in.
Plenty of heroes in this game. Jared Goff, Jahmyr Gibbs, it was fantastic. Sam Laporta had some really good catches tonight. To see that kind of production from the offense, again, what we expected.
Yes. It's what you expected, and the offense started wearing the Minnesota Vikings defense down in the second half. And that's an attribute to the plays that were called, and that's when Jahmyr Gibbs started ramping his production up.
Yeah, when we saw Gibbs, you know what? And when you see Gibbs running like this, you also have to give credit to the offensive line because they are pushing some people around. They're opening some holes in the lanes for Gibbs tonight. They were there.
They were there, and they were able to keep, for the most part, the offensive line was able to keep the defensive line and Brian Flores' pressure package off of Jared Goff tonight.
All right, well, there's plenty more to come on our Lions postgame show. Let's squeeze in a quick break before we go back to Ford Field. Plenty of discussion coming from the podium in the Lions locker room. Big win tonight. Lions get it done 31-9. First place in the NFC. We will be right back.